He's going to show us some of the British Council services which are online. Nick is a very good friend of ours in Agadir. He's becoming addicted to us. Okay, Nick is going to give us his presentation and still a workshop. Yeah, and a workshop later on because Nick is a bit busy and he will be leaving soon. Yes,
unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yes. Okay. Okay, Nick, I give you the floor. So I have some announcements.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Thank you very much for welcoming me to Agadir. Again, it's my third visit, I think. Maybe more, since February. So I'm addicted to Agadir, as Ahmed said. This morning, I'm going to give you some information about two of the British Council online services which are available for you to use. Specifically, a website called Teaching English, which is designed for teachers, and a website called Learn English, which is designed for learners. Now, obviously, some of you will know these websites already from talking to some of you. It's obvious that you do. Some of you maybe visited it some time ago and have forgotten about it or haven't visited it for some time. Some of you maybe have never seen it. So this is kind of a mix of an introduction to these websites and a reminder at the same time. Can I ask you quickly, if you have used the Teaching English website, can you wave your hand? Okay, so it's about just under half, I think. If you have used, or if you've maybe encouraged your students to the Learn English website, can you wave your other hand? So about the same. I think, no, fewer. Okay. So I'm going to give you some information on some slides, and also I'm going to show you a couple of videos of the websites. If you are a frequent user, hopefully I can show you something that you haven't seen before. But I apologise if you're an expert user and that's not the case. Fortunately, I'm the last speaker this morning, so I can take as long as I want. I'm joking. So, first of all, Teaching English website. teachingenglish.org.uk. If you type in Teaching English British Council into Google, then you'll find it. I guess the main point about both these websites is that they are free to use. In order to use all of the services available on the website, you need to register, but that's as easy as setting up a Gmail account. And if you don't want to receive lots of newsletters and emails, then you can opt out of that. So it's completely free. It's best known for its lesson plans and activities and resources, but there are a myriad of uses of the website, far more than using it to plan your lessons with, although obviously that's the main reason why people use it. So, you'll find free teaching material to download in the form of PDFs, in the form of MP3 files for listening texts. The teaching resources are divided into activities, which you can use in the class. So depending on what topic and what language point you're teaching, you can search for that language point or search for that topic in the website, and you might find, for example, a 15-minute speaking activity or a half an hour controlled practice grammar activity. Or you may even find a whole lesson on that topic, which comes with teacher's plan, worksheets for students, a listening text with a tape script which you can download and use that fantastic little cube as a speaker to play in your class. So all you need to do is to print out the PDFs, download the MP3 file, and then you're ready to go. So it's really useful from that point of view. If you just want a quick activity, do with your class and you can't think of one, or if you want a whole lesson on a certain topic to do with your class. And this is really useful. A common example, my students were always talking about Facebook, and they wouldn't stop talking about it. And I found a lesson on teaching English, which is a whole lesson about Facebook. Brought that into the class, students absolutely loved it, and I managed to tweak it so it was relevant to the language points that we were doing. Also, the website is constantly updated, so you'll find lesson plans on, for example, high-profile news events or up-to-date topics which you might want to do with your classes. There's also a lot of stuff on the website to help you with your professional development, including interviews, video interviews, and articles by top English language teaching authors, Dave Willis, Jeremy Harmer, Scott Thornberry, for example. And it's interesting what Youssef was saying about training courses, because on the website there are training courses available for teachers in a variety of different areas. And also articles on, again, a variety of areas of English language teaching, on methodology, on skills, on systems. So the 5 areas that the site is divided into, you can see up here. As I said, the teaching resources are most likely the most popular of the areas on the site, because it's so easy to use. All you need to do is log on, search for what you want, find it, print it out, download it. And we're going to take a look at some of these in more detail in a minute, because it makes more sense when you see them on a video rather than just on a slide. There are also links from the Teaching English page where there are connections with the 2 sites, British Council websites for learners, which are Learn English, which has the green logo, and Learn English Kids with the orange logo. Learn English Kids is designed for primary age children up to around the age of 9, 10, I think. So if you do work in that area as well, then please do check that site out, because there's lots of great stuff on there. Okay, let's have a look at a couple of videos which will show what's on the site in more detail. Let's have a look here. So I'm just going to talk through this video as we play it. So you can see the layout of the site here. There's an area for comments which users can post in order to interact with other users. So there's an element of interactivity on the website as well if you're a user. You can see the directory at the bottom, all of the information that's available in the 5 different areas. Also, if you want to, the site will link to your Facebook account or to your Twitter feed if you're a Twitter user, so you can see the constant updates come to your Facebook page. You can see the 5 areas at the top of the bar here. We'll take a look first at teaching resources. And you can see here lesson plans and activities are the 2 first tabs which come up. What I usually do is, rather than looking through, you can look at the A to Z of content down here in the bottom right, or you can actually search for whatever it is you're looking for. And as you can see, there's so much material on there that's constantly updated. Lesson plans again, so for a whole lesson, usually lasting between an hour and a half, but obviously you can edit it if you want to take some things out or put some things in. And again, you've got A to Z directory and you can search. So here's a lesson about film festivals. You can see 60 to 90 minutes. It tells you the level it's designed for as well, and the aims of the lesson, and what materials are there. There's a teacher's guide worksheets for students, etc. If you like using literature in your classroom, there's a lot of information and lesson plans and resources on the website to do with literature. Whole lessons based around poems, short stories, drama, and activities which will use these texts as well. So this is really nice if you or your students like using literature in your classroom, and maybe you don't have a lot of readers, or maybe not enough readers for each student. This is quite a nice way of an alternative way of doing this. The teacher development area is, I think, quite exciting. You can actually, depending on your experience as a teacher, you can get guidance on what your next steps in your career should be. So you can see the different levels down here. Maybe you're starting, maybe newly qualified, maybe developing, depending on how many years you've been teaching and what training you've had. But for each of these categories, you can click on them. So this is for a teacher who's been teaching for about 2 years after qualifying. You can see there's a video interview with a teacher who's at this stage. It outlines the profile of these kind of teachers. We won't listen to Marina for too long. But what's very helpful is, here we go, what teachers tell us they do at this stage, and some downloadable files, some articles, and here's a fantastic, it's an actual planner, a career planner, if you've been teaching for 2 years after qualifying and you want to go forward. So that's a really, really, really good resource if that's how you're thinking of where do I go from here as a teacher. Training courses, as we were saying, obviously free teacher training materials. Some of the materials are self-access and online courses that you can do in your own time, using e-learning. One of the most popular ones is Tkt Essentials. The way this one works is that you get, I think, on the course on your own, you get, I think, the first 3 units online if you're a registered user. And what the site encourages you to do is to contact your local British Council office or representative, which is me, and basically if enough people say we want to do this online training course, then we can organise it. It's still for free, obviously. One more thing, how do I do for time? 2 minutes. Okay. Also, on the Teaching English website, there is there's an element of interactivity. If you're a registered user, there's a community section where you can contribute to and read forums. So if you've got a problem with your class, type this question into the forum and you'll get answers from teachers from all over Morocco, all over the region, all over the world who might suggest solutions. There's also a chance to forge networks as well with other teachers. So in the same way that you would find Facebook friends, you can do this from other registered teachers on the website. And also there's a template for your blog. So if you have been thinking about using a blog or setting up a blog, but you're not really sure, don't really know if you've got the time to do it, if you register as a user, it gives you a space where you can write a blog. So it's bringing the 2 areas together, I guess you could say. It makes it a lot easier. I find you've got Facebook, you've got a blog, you've got a wiki page, you've got 3 websites that you're a member of. It's difficult. We haven't got the time to keep track of all of this online, all of our online lives. So any way you can bring them together is fantastic in my book. So this is Teaching English. Like I say, absolutely free to use. Register in order to get the most out of it. Very quickly, I will show you a video of the Learn English website, which is designed for students, which you can tell your students about. This can be used by, some teachers use this in the classroom, some teachers set homework from this site, some teachers just tell their students about it to get them to use it outside of the classroom. It's great for during the holidays if students say to you, or students' parents say to you, how can my son or my daughter carry on with their English outside of school? This is one of the online resources they can use. Again, it's free. You need to register in order to make the most out of it, but you don't have to pay anything. So very easy to find. I'm just Googling, there you go, Learn English, British Council. Thankfully it's the first one that comes up. And again, the layout of the site is very similar to the Teaching English website. For me, one of the best features is the listening texts which are available, the videos which are available on the site, because it's great to use YouTube as a learner for yourself, but if you've got video content and there's also questions which are going to challenge you, so you're going to actually use it to improve your language level, I think that's brilliant. Word on the Street is a TV show in which two people travel around the UK to various places of interest, not just to, Trafalgar Square, the Houses of Parliament, but to more exciting places which are more relevant for young people. Elementary podcasts are very popular and can all be downloaded from the Learn English website. There's also an app which is available on iTunes and Android for smartphones with the elementary podcasts. Fantastic. Pardon me. There are plenty of grammar and vocabulary exercises on the Learn English website which you can direct students towards, or you can just show them how to use it. And you can see here, this is a list of all the grammar, all the language points which are on there. There's a range of both exercises and games which students can use. So depending on if they're revising for a test, you might direct them to some exercises, or if you have the opportunity to use this in your computer lab at school, you might do that. Or alternatively, show them the games if you think that's going to motivate them more. So here we've got a little exercise, a little close gap fill with inserting prepositions. That's not me. I promise. So you can see, and it's good as well because you get your score instantly. You can instantly see your mistakes. You don't have to wait, and then some sites you have to send it off, and then they email you the results, and you have to go back again, and it gets a bit boring, and you lose interest. The games are fantastic. A lot of the games are also available as apps, again on iTunes or Android, all free. I think the one we're going to take a look at is available on Android. Yeah, I think so. Word Shape, which is a fun little game. You've probably seen this before or something like it. I'm not very good at this game. So shake up the words, and there you go, and you need to make as many words as you can from the letters. It's basically, is it Boggle? Is that the board game that's...
it's a Boggle game.
Boggle, yeah. I don't play it for very long though, because I'm not very good at it. What might be relevant for your students, if they're interested maybe in business English, maybe for high school students, if they've expressed an interest in using English because they want to use it to improve their job prospects, there's areas for business English, and also for IELTS. Maybe your students are thinking about taking IELTS in the future. You can give them an introduction to this if they're a bit older, perhaps. Again, students need to register really to get the most out of the website. Once they do that, they can contribute to forums, they can connect with other learners, they can share content with their friends who are also registered on the site. And again, they can, if they want to, they can link their Facebook page to Learn English, which means that they're always going to receive updates straight to their Facebook page. For me, when I never actually log on to Learn English or Teaching English. I always just check my Facebook page and follow the links directly from there. So I never actually open my browser and choose to go to Teaching English. I always follow it through Facebook. You can see here, I think I did a search there for football, which is a topic that I would be interested in as a learner, and you can see there's activities that learners can do for that. Okay. I think that's about everything. The key, I think, is if you haven't had a look at these websites, or if you've had a look at one of them but not both of them, have a look and play around, and I'm convinced that you'll find something that's of interest to you. And please do contact me if you've got any questions or any comments or anything at all. There's my email up here, or you can find me on Facebook link. Rather cringy, I put that. Thank you very much for your attention, and hopefully I'll see some of you later on at my workshop. Thank you very much.